Welcome back to another Discovery Bay Comics production. Sit back, relax, and enjoy the show. How you doing, everybody? I'm JB, and welcome to another edition of Nerd News Today with Disco Bay, streaming live right here on YouTube and on Spotify, Anchor, and Google Podcasts for your listening pleasure. So let's get to today's show. I got a great show lined up for you today. As a matter of fact, I'm going to go over these 6 topics in the next 30 minutes, starting with my favorite hot topic, the Marvel NFTs, the comic books in the digital format, and trying to acquire one at face value. Wait for that one. Next up, I've got who is your favorite James Bond? And I can't wait to hear the responses from the crowd in the live chat. Also, we've got, was there a missing episode in the What If? Because I really feel there was, and there is actually proof there was a missing episode that we didn't get to see, which would tie some things together, especially with Gamora. Also, hot comic books. Which ones did you pick up? I'm hoping the chat's going to help me out with this one because I am going to give you a piece of news. There is no guest host today. I'm going to run the show solo. So after that, why The Last Man? There was 10 episodes. We didn't even get to see all 10 episodes. They canceled it after 7. And I can't wait to talk to you about that on Hulu. And then we're going to round out the show by talking about the next hot thing coming to Disney Plus, the Hawkeye series. I'm going to give you all the details, who's starring in it, when's it coming out, and give you a little sneak peek with their trailer. So after that, you know what's up. We're going to run on over to the Instagrams and check out the Instagram tag of the day. And then it's time to go over the live stream playlist. That's right. We got a playlist on the homepage where we highlight all of the comic book and Funko Pop YouTubers in the community that are going live tonight. We'll wrap up the show. There's my lineup. I keep messing up on the lineup graphic. And then we'll wrap up the show by hitting up the chat. Now, today's chat is so important for me because, like I mentioned, I'm going to be running solo. And I did notice that on the rewind, on the re-listen on the podcast, reading out the comments from the chat sounds pretty darn good. You guys got a lot of knowledge in the chat, and I really do appreciate your attendance during the live. So before we get started, I do want to shout out a couple things. You know where I'm going. First, my t-shirt sponsor for today is, yes, that's right, the Lords of the Long Box. Go check out the Lords of the Long Box. There is a link in the description below. And I will be on the Lords of the Long Box tonight for the Cover Price Shakers list. Man, unlike any other list on YouTube, I guarantee it. Go swing through and check that out tonight. Also, to my coffee mug sponsor today, none other than 3 Men in a Basement, Comics and Collectibles, maybe the longest name in comic book YouTube community, but a great channel nonetheless. As a matter of fact, you know, if you're going to have a little reference to them, you got to throw out the... I love that. I love that cut. Anyway, check them out. 3 Men in a Basement, Comics and Collectibles. There's a link in the description below. And if you'd like to get a shout out on the show, go ahead and send me a sticker. You don't have to send me a coffee mug. I just throw a sticker on the coffee mug. And a t-shirt in size large. There's an address in the description below. Now, let's get this show started by, man, that call to action, right? That's what they say. Call to action the first 3 minutes. Please hit that thumbs up. If you're not already subscribed to the channel, consider subscribing to the channel and hitting that bell so you don't miss the next time I go live. All right, let's get to it today, folks. I'm by myself, so I guess we're getting the show started. Okay, so we're going to run solo in my layout, all in the OBS. I'm definitely going to be reaching out to the chat to help me out with some, keep the content moving. But I want to start with I consider this a hot topic. Let me index over the graphics. I can get the countdown and I can throw up my overlay. We've got Marvel Comics NFTs are being distributed by Veve. And they're dropping today, another drop. I bought all these coins, and that's how it works. It's an app, and I dropped all these coins, and sure enough, I have not been able to acquire one of these as of yet. And I want to show you the different pricing structure because people are going, what's an NFT? An NFT is a digital version of this comic book. But what they do to make it special is they're going to release 30,000 of these editions today, right? But there's 5 different variants, and you're not sure if you're even lucky enough to get one. Because I'm going to show you a video of what it looks like to be denied over and over, because I have that. You don't know what cover you're going to get until maybe 15. I think I have another statement I'll show later after I go over this. So let me go over some of the covers that are going to be released today. And if you're lucky enough to get one of these, because like I said, there's only going to be 30,000 of these dropped at 8 a.m. Pacific Standard Time at a list price of $6.99 for this digital comic that will, I guess, forever be in your app. I guess, it's not all that crazy. I just spent $5 for my daughter to get high heels on Roblox yesterday. So, it's the future, people. The digital good is tangible to the next generation. It really is to them. When I showed this to my daughter, she's like, oh, that's cool. Can I read it? Well, yeah, when I get it, you can read it. So she's really interested in getting it. So there's 21,000 common covers, the common cover. And then notice how they changed up with the little variants. There's 5,000 of the uncommon. There's 23,500 of the rare. There's 1,050 of the ultra rare, and only 600 of the secret rare. Now, what ends up happening is you buy them for $6.99, which is the cover price, and then immediately there's this secondary market that just explodes for these things. And let me read some of the comments from the chat. And welcome to the chat. The chat's going to save my bacon today since I'm rolling solo. And let's start with I want to get something with the NFT so you can say. Flash Ray Video says random ratio cover received. You can download your NFT from the app to other NFT alerts. Interesting. Okay, we have one. Yesy Lou Comics and collect. I keep wanting to give the old name. Yesy Lou Collectibles had a comment up there that he wasn't too happy with. Now I lost it. See, now the comments are coming in faster than in the load. I think they all just loaded. Yes, he says, I guess I'm too old for the NFTs. As am I, my friend. As am I. But I feel like for the investment of $6.90, again, I preface this with I just spent $5 yesterday. My daughter came home colored up, which is a good thing at school. She got the lead part in the play, so she was really excited. So we rewarded her with not only her favorite dinner, but $5 for Robux, which she immediately went and bought seasonal, mind you, high heels for her character. So the digital good, it's real, folks. I'm telling you, the kids, it's a real thing. So I'd love to get your thoughts on that. But I got a hot topic coming up here, man. I consider it a hot topic. Oh, I forgot to show the video of me failing every time trying to get one of these. We'll save that for another. I'd love to get someone else on this topic because I'm trying at 8 a.m., folks. I will report back tomorrow morning. There we go. I'll show you the video of my attempt of trying to get one of these if I remember to videotape it. So there's my Veve statement, by the way. Okay, let's hit the next subject over. And the next subject we've got is, the nostalgia. The Bond. 007 and who is your favorite Bond? I really need the chat to help me out on this one, folks. Okay, with the release of the latest movie, it brings all of the Bond back. And my dad was a huge Bond fan. So I've been watching these since the 70s, right? Sean Connery was my man early on. Well, actually, Sean Connery was my dad's Bond, right? Because he was the first. I was really more in the Roger Moore growing up because that was kind of the sweet spot for me in that 70s, 80s. Moonraker for me was one of my all-time favorites as a kid. Growing up, Bond, that was my Bond. Where's my countdown? See, I never remember. That was my Bond movie growing up was Moonraker because, they went off into space. You had the Jaws guy with the teeth. Chad, help me out. Who's your favorite Bond? Yesy Lou Comics is telling me Roger Moore was also his favorite Bond. Now, I don't know if I want to say now that we've had some other ones come out, if he's still my all-time favorite Bond, because Daniel Craig was pretty damn good. Pierce Brosnan was okay. Now let's go over the timeline. We got Sean Connery. I think that David Nevin was kind of a joke, right? Casino Royale was that was kind of a joke, but that was in that timeline there. And then it just went away. We'll wait for the next slide to come up. George Lazenby, he had a movie in there, didn't he? J Hood Creative, thanks for stopping in. Connery, Jackby, of course, is going to go with the Connery. David Nevin, George Lazenby, Roger Moore, Timothy Dalton, Pierce Brosnan, and then our current Daniel Craig. Gosh, no, man. Now that I review all the movies, I'm gonna go with this current guy, man. I'm gonna go with the current guy for now. And who do you think should be the next Bond? Even though you hear the rumblings that they're gonna go ahead and gender swap the Bond, but we'll see what happens here. Stacy's Fat Stacks, welcome to the stream, my friend. Says Sean Connery is his favorite. Southern Comic Geek, Jason, how you doing? Thanks for stopping in this fine morning. He's also on the Sean Connery vote. Sean Connery was awesome. Man, we're going to crowd this trend into the Sean Connery. I like 007 from the video game. There's my younger viewer, Perry Comics. Thanks for stopping in. Perry was the guest host yesterday. And no, not yesterday. That was Big Herm yesterday. Perry was the guest host on Tuesday, and you know what? We're getting some listens on that podcast, Perry. So thanks. I don't know if you shared that or not, but man, that's nice. So check out that podcast. There is a link in the video if you want to listen to that one. That was a good one. Hey, Sam's Tangled Web, I need to get you on the show. Where are you? Man, I could have used a guest host today. Ooh. Yesy Lou says he'd watch Idris Elba in a Bond flick. That's a good comment. Yeah, I like that one. J Hood Creative, our guest host for tomorrow. He's got a vacation day today, and he's fixing up some coffee. Thanks for stopping in. Appreciate you. Big Herm also says Sean Connery. Looks like my crowd in the live anyway is definitely trending older. Love to get your comment on that. If you're watching this on the rewind, go ahead and drop a comment below. Who was your favorite Bond? All right. Let's get to the next subject. Look at that one, right on 3 minutes, right? Hey, that's not bad. He said, Dave Collect says, I'm out on Bond if they gender swap. That's what I'm just hearing. I'm telling you, man. Even though I just don't think it would play. Well, yeah, I don't know, man. Who knows nowadays? They just made Superboy. Isn't he been around for 30 years? Oh, man. Anyway, let's get to the next subject. We'll index on over to, oh man, I'm the conspiracy theorist right now, but I watched, and I'm going to pull up this graphic while I talk about it. I've been watching some YouTubers out there, and it looks as though there was a 10th episode to this season in What If that they weren't able to complete the story arc and would be postponed to season 2. In that story is the story of Gamora with Stark that we didn't get to see because we see her get picked up in the end by the Watcher, as he's collecting his team. And when he picked them up, you were like, where the hell did she come from, right? Why does she have Thanos's blade? What's going on here? What story did we miss? Well, there is actually an episode that was missed. Looks like they're planning on showing it to us in the next series. Again, horrible with the timer. I got to figure out a better way to do the timer. And I want to get your thoughts on it, because didn't you feel like you were missing something? I absolutely felt like I was missing something. So I was doing a little research online, and sure enough, there was a 10th episode to this season that they were not able to air, one of them. But to continue on, they edited in Gamora being picked up as one of the team members at the end. What did they call them? The Guardians of the Multiverse. And we didn't get to see her story arc. So I'm definitely looking forward to that one when it gets released next season, because Disney's just killing it. Their lineup is fantastic in the way that they weave this together. By the way, keep in mind, this is canon. So any of these characters could technically kind of appear now in a Marvel movie, and they would be able to reference, oh yeah, it happened in What If, or it happened in Loki, or it happened in Winter Soldier and Captain America Winter Soldier. So these are all canon to the overall story arc of what's going on in Phase 4 of the Marvel Universe. That's the major difference, in my opinion, between what Marvel Studios has done and what DC. DC's all broken up. What they've got going isn't cohesive to one huge story. Let me run that again. And what Marvel's got going, all properties seem to be cohesive to one story arc, one overline. So they're looking far out. They've released to us what they think Phase 4 is, but clearly they know what Phase 5 is and where this story is going. We know things are about to get crazy. We got Kang coming. We saw the Kang boom on comic books just a little bit ago. And what else is coming? So we've got, Dave Collects has confirmed, the Gamora Thanos story where she defeats him. That was the story arc we have not got to see. You see her in the middle of there, and she seemed out of place. I'm telling you, I can't wait to see how that story arc goes down and what happens there. Again, considering that they can pull this into the next movie, there's already so many crossovers. During that fight, I was listening to Nemesis Prime on the Comic-Con podcast just yesterday, and they pulled a spoiler out of here that I didn't even notice. But during that fight between the Watcher and I guess Thanos. No, I'm not the Thanos. Sorry, the Watcher and wow, why am I blanking on his name, man? The robot at the end when they were bouncing through all the different realities. Someone said if you paused it for just Ultron, thank you. Good Lord, man, the chat's there for me. Ultron, during that fight, as they were bouncing through the different realities, someone said if you paused it, and I didn't see this, but I heard it on the podcast, Nemesis Pond dropped it, that they actually went through Mustafar with Vader's castle in the background. So they've tied in the Star Wars. It was there, so it's real that this happened, man, which that just opens the door for all kinds of goodness. Anyway, let's get to the next subject. We'll go off of that. We'll go index over. I want to talk about Comic Book Day. Oh, my goodness. So I'm definitely going to the chat and need your help for a new Comic Book Day. I did go. I was a little bit late. My store did not have any new image at all. Okay. They didn't have any. But then I see some posts, especially from my boy. Where's my boy at? Is he in here? We're going to see him in the Instagram tag. Let me get the timer going again. But then I saw some posts on Instagram that some retailers did get some of their image. I was completely disappointed. But let me tell you what I was able to get and what I'm totally excited for you guys to jump in on. And now I feel like I missed something before because this is the second book in the series. And I'll actually save that one to the end. So this is what I was able to pick up yesterday. So I ended, I got my Batman and as long as Tinian's still on it, man, that's not true. I've been collecting Batman for a long time. So I'm going to be on Batman even when Tinian's off of it. But does anybody know the date of when his run ends? What issue is going to be the end of the Tinian run in Batman? And now that I'm, looking at it, someone told me some math. So I made a statement the other day. And the listeners, man, shout out to the listeners. If you're listening to us on Spotify, Anchor, or Google Podcast, shout out to you guys, man. I appreciate you. Everybody that's listening, anyone that's watching it. But when you guys reach out to me on the Instagram and point out my mistakes, I love it. I love it. Seriously. So I made a comment that I always get the B cover for all the DC books because of the paper quality. So the paper quality is worth it, right? I had someone reach out to me. I don't know if they want me to share their name. I'm not going to share their name. And they showed me the mathematics on paying that one extra dollar for every DC title. And then how that works out to the additional book. But the really important one was on the sale, on the sale end, there's no difference in value. It's just only difference in cost. Meaning cover A still outsells cover B. Even like if this was 9.8 and cover A, if this was 9.8, and 5 years from now, does cover A still sells? And that extra dollar that you're spending every single time on those issues when most of them are worthless doesn't come back, you know? So anyway, well, what's your thought on that comment there for New Comic Book Day? I was able to secure that one. And then also, I got my Thor, but man, God, I didn't get my cover. I didn't want this cover. I wanted the cover on the Rainbow Bridge, but you know, whatever. I got to catch up on the story. And then, you know, I had mentioned Trial of Magneto. It's top picks for everybody. It's my number 2 pick, but I hadn't been able to pick up my books. So I was able to get Trial of Magneto 1, 2, and 3. But this is my pick. And now I got to go back because this story is a continuation of Basket Full of Heads. This, by the way, DC Black Label. I want to talk about DC Black Label. Has there been a bad DC Black Label book yet that I've personally picked up? No, there hasn't, in my opinion. So what do we got? Who's in the chat? He was able to pick up everything. Poppin' Sons, thanks for stopping in this morning. The Geek Aficionado says, good morning, everybody. Thanks for stopping in. How many books did you end up picking up yesterday? That many books. Yeah, my wife wasn't too happy about that one. A short box. When you don't pick up your polls for 4 months, you're going to have some books. You're going to have some books in there. 117 was the last issue, I believe. I can't remember what my question was now. Jack B's like, whoa, look at that receipt. By the way, for the listeners who are unable to see what I just showed, it's a receipt that I can stretch out the width of the screen. Basically, it's redunculous. It's redunculous. It's a lot of books. A short box worth, actually. No Good Comics has stopped in. Says, morning, Phil and Jack B. How you doing? Man, good stuff. Stopping in. Again, not paying attention to the timer. Now the timer's done. I'm going to move on to the next subject, which is, I can't believe this one, man. You guys ready for this? Hulu. By the way, let me start my rant on Hulu first. Too many commercials. It's too many commercials, man. I mean, you tout, you got everything, but I feel like there's, I want your opinion of anybody. And if you're watching this on the rewind, thanks. But what's your opinion? Do you feel like there's just flat out too many commercials? It feels like more than regular TV, you know? I'm just telling you, it just feels like more than regular TV. Now let's talk about this. Why The Last Man canceled by Hulu before it even gets to its, they have 10 episodes ready. There's 10 episodes in season 1. They're ready to, and they're on 7, and they pull the plug on 7. So they don't even finish the season. And what did I have here for why? What did I name it? That's interesting. Hawkeye is next. Hulu video. There it is. So here's this. This was reported by The Hollywood Reporter on Tuesday that Why the Last Man was abruptly canceled. Now, 6 years after landing at FX for development, the drama based on the beloved comic series was axed before it could even finish its first and possibly only season, even though I think it's going to come back. So FX on Hulu abruptly canceled the drama series on Sunday after only airing 7 of the 10 episodes. Only 7 of the 10 episodes. Ugh. Ultimately, the FX brass declined to pay $3 million to further extend the options, not wanting to leave the cast in limbo yet again. The cancellation decision was, per sources, not based on viewership figures. Hulu, like other streamers, does not release traditional ratings data. That means that FX had little to no data on which to evaluate the series, including how it performed in its entirety over a certain time frame. Now, while sources note that the drop off among viewers is worth pointing out that that the drop off among viewers, it's worth pointing out that mid-series declines are not uncommon now that viewer behavior is shifted to binge watching entire seasons of a show. Now, the Hollywood Reporter reported this on Tuesday. They say sources say HBO Max is likely the target home for a potential second season. I'm reading the thing here, and I can play it again. For a potential second season, as its corporate parent, Warner Media, also owns DC Comics, whose imprint Vertigo is what published the Y the Last Man comic series from 2002 to 2008. Thoughts on this? Comments? Yesy Lou, collectibles. I was excited for Y the Last Man, but by episode 5, he wasn't into it anymore. All right. Not a fan of the commercials. What was that? Super disappointed in the cancellation. The Geek Aficionado. Thank you for your comment, for participating in today's show. Appreciate you. Flash Rave videos. I wasn't feeling Y the Last Man. I only watched the first 2 episodes. Yeah, my wife and I were watching it together, and I was excited because she was digging it. And any comic book property that I can, enjoy with my wife is something that I look forward to. And anytime that, especially her and the neighbor, because the neighbor's watching it too, when they watch a property that was a comic book, come on, man. Is there anything better than pointing out to somebody who gives you where's it at? I have it loaded up. What's that look I'm looking for? When you say, hey, did you know that was a comic book? And they go, what?
Must have got manure for your brains.
And no, dude, there's lots of good writing in comic books that the neighbors over here think doesn't happen. Anyway, man, Hulu doesn't even give it the full season. Let's get on to the last subject of my nerd news today that I'm running solo because I did not have a guest today. And the final one is Hawkeye. Let's get the countdown. And I want to know, are you excited? Are you excited, chat, for this one? Let me give you some details on this Hawkeye one. I got a write-up on this one too. So Hawkeye, I'll start showing them the video and I'll tell you. So Hawkeye starring Haley Steinfeld playing Kate Bishop. Clint Barton will be played by Jeremy Renner, returning in his role. Now, this is going to release, it's going to be big. So this is going to release on Wednesday, November 24th on Disney Plus, and they're going to release the first 2 episodes on November 24th, which is a Wednesday. Then they will release every consecutive Wednesday up until December 22nd, which will be the 6th and final episode concluding the series. And it was pointed out repeatedly, this is Phase 4 Marvel cinematic universe. They're telling a story that means something going forward. So it's something you don't want to miss. Now, this trailer with Jeremy Renner gives me a lot of those 007 feels, right? He is a fantastic, I think he's a fantastic actor, man. I think he played this role great, especially in Endgame. I think he developed a great relationship there with Black Widow, and I'm looking forward to seeing how they interact with this kid, Haley Steinfeld. I can't remember. I can't place her. Can the chat tell me what the heck this kid was in? Because I feel like I've seen her before, but I don't know what she was in, and I didn't write that down. I think it was a singing movie. Anyway, Hawkeye, especially love the December feels. Almost with the music. It kind of reminded me of what's another one of my great what's the other staple holiday movie, blockbuster action film holiday. It's the debatable. It's not a holiday movie. It is a holiday movie with Bruce Willis. She was in Pitch Perfect 2 and 3. See, man, I wouldn't be able to do this show today without. I normally have a guest host with me who can help me, But Pitch Perfect 2 and 3, I was a big fan of I'm a big fan. My dad was a big fan of Pitch Perfect. And when I showed the kids Pitch Perfect and I tried to explain to them that they're making all the sounds with their mouths, that there's no music. That music is made with their mouths. It's called a cappella. They just didn't get it. And they didn't get it. Die Hard, man. Yesy Luz needs to be on this show. That's what I gotta say. By the way, he will be on tomorrow night. Disco After Dark, definitely. And you can help me with all this stuff that you know what a good segment we're gonna do for Disco After Dark. We'll go back and look at all the mistakes that I made Monday through Friday in this morning show, and it'll be like the rewind, man. You can say, "Oh, good Lord, he was talking about a Boom Studios book as like it was from Image yesterday. What the hell's wrong with that guy?" All right. Yes, Die Hard. It gave me the Die Hard feels, and that's one of my favorite ones. He said Home Alone. Die Hard. Yes, Dave Collects had it too. Die Hard. Bumblebee and Pitch. That's where I saw her. That's where I saw her. She was in Bumblebee, the Transformers Bumblebee movie. Man, great job. The geek aficionado coming through for me. That's where I saw her. Bumblebee. Good stuff. Blooper reel, right? My whole show's a freaking blooper reel. What are you talking about? Oh my goodness. This can't be real. For anybody who's listening to me, thanks for stopping by the way. I'm JB with Discovery Bay Comics. We just finished the Nerd News Today rundown, but I got a comment from someone in the live chat. Perry Comics. He hasn't seen Die Hard. Come on, man. Are you serious? You have got to be kidding me. Unbelievable. Right? Die Hard has Christmas in Hollis. How much more Christmas you want? That's definitely a Christmas movie. Good Lord. Perry Comics. All right, let's index this over. Let's get to the next segment of the show, folks. You know what it is. What time is it? I don't know. What's next? Oh, that's right. The Instagram tag of the day. All right, let's head on over to the Instagrams and see what we got going on. See if we got tagged by anybody, and we'll go and refresh that and refresh the feed. And yes, as promised, I did share the most epic post from yesterday. Man, thanks for participating. And this is one of my tagline. Thanks for participating in the IG tag of the day. The comic pop pick of the day. The comic pop pick. Oh no! Oh man, I put this dude. I have another template which says action figure because he hit all three. He's got comic book. He's got Funko Pop. He's got action figure. He hit all three. I should have tagged it for the action figure. Man, that was an epic one. All right, let's go check out what we got tagged in today. And you know what? I think I have a pressing one. Yeah, I do have a pressing one. I got to show you. It's up here, I think. My man Gamma pressing some books for me. Is this one mine? Is that legit? It is. Okay, Kanto #1 he's pressing for me. The dreaded manufacturer's crease. I was able to settle it down after a couple of presses. However, this is a defect that CGC is aware of. This defect is embedded in the paper, and it's a 50-50 shot of if it's coming out totally. In this case, this was the best I could do. No tomfoolery, just honest results from my friend JB at Discovery Bay Comics. Let's see if we got this. Well, we get any audio? If I hit the audio, can you guys hear the audio? I can hear it. I don't know if you guys can hear it. You know what? I'll probably catch a copyright strike. I got to turn that off. What am I doing? Oh, come on, chat. Is that beautiful? That's a good looking copy of Kanto 1. I've been kind of hoarding up Kantos. And this is a good looking copy. Thank you so much, Gamma. Man, that's some good looking stuff right there. All right, now let's get to today's tags. Who's tagged me? See, Gamma tags doesn't, I don't know how that tag is. He's got a different kind of tag. It doesn't tag me the way I think I'm going to be tagged. But let's see what we got going on today. Ooh, Adrian APM. Remember Adrian? He was yesterday's t-shirt. Adrian APM says he has 8 boxes, only 8 of his 25 mystery boxes are available. Go check him out. Oh, this Comic Man Andy. It was Comic Man Andy's. Wait a minute. Oh, he was sharing it. Comic Man Andy was sharing the Adrian APM post. So you got to pay attention to these little things. Comic Man Andy was sharing the Adrian APM post. Only 8 boxes left. Very nice. So go ahead and check that out. What else we got tagged in today? My man Terry 23 says, Tales of Suspense number 999, Archie Goodwin and Stan Lee stories, Colin Craig, Kirby and Shore's art, Gene Colan and Frank Giacoa cover, Black Panther and Whiplash appearance, last issue story and numbering continued in Captain America 100. Oh, so Tales of Suspense ends at 99 between the two of them because there was Iron Man and Captain America, and then it goes Captain America 100 and then Iron Man 100, or does Iron Man go 1? That's interesting. Thanks for sharing that, my friend. Tier 23. All right, next up we've got King of the Golden State, my neighbor down the road, says day 20 and no mummy? LOL. And got this from Sparrow Heroes Comics last weekend. Famous Monsters of Filmland, number 83. This was a killer cover, so to speak. Got it for a great deal. Now I'm going to figure a way to peel off that sticker from the Mylar. Oh, there's a sticker on the Mylar. Get a new Mylar, cheap. Come on, man. What's wrong with you? Good stuff. King of the Golden State. Next up, we've got Tim, the Canadian comic hunter. Okay, so this is a hot book. Man, Tim's dropping a service for us right here. Tim says that this hot book, which I was not able to secure, Superman, Son of Kal-El, number 1, third print, number 3, second print, and number 3, second print, Superman. Oh, no, sorry. And number 4, second print are all going to be, all 3 of those are going to be in the FOC for October 31st. So don't overpay for this stuff. I don't know about you, but if you get in early enough, some guys will give you that discount. You might as well get the discount if you're buying it anyway. Plus, like me, or you walk in and there aren't any, so you're not going to get it. So I don't know. Appreciate that, Tim. Appreciate that. All right, next up, we've got The Magic Lasso. I love this channel. This guy's good. First of all, thank you to everyone who showed up to the video premiere on my YouTube channel. This video has been an idea since 2019, and now here it is. My goal is to hit 80 views by the end of the day. Wonder Woman Day. 80 for her 80th anniversary. Let's go check out Magic Lasso over on YouTube and check this video out. The complete Wonder Woman number 750 cover. I bet he's got every one of them. Yeah, serious. I bet he's got every one of them. Go check out the Magic Lasso. Thanks for the tag. I appreciate you. Let's get to the next one. We've got Chili's pull list. Where's Chili's in relation to everybody else? Because we're going to do Chili's last. Okay, so we're going to do these next two. We've got No Good Comics. Thanks for the tag. I appreciate you, my friend. Says, happy top variant Thursday. I'm going with this beautiful cover by the awesome Francis Manupul. I'm not familiar with the name. Robin has been such a great series, and I'm glad that we get some killer variants by Manupul to go with. Follow No Good Comics for more. Definitely follow No Good Comics for more. Thank you, my friend, for tagging and participating in the IG tag of the day. Next up, we got Mr. Comics 89 says, tonight's the knockout. Yeah, we talked about this yesterday. I kind of thought it was going to be in the lineup, so it'll probably be in today's lineup. So we'll see that one later. Hit me twice. And the final one, we've got Chili's pull list. You know, that's how well we like to end the Instagram tag of the day. And he's talking about Thor Day. Happy Thor Thursday, a.k.a. Thor's Day, a.k.a. Deadpool's, I don't even know what to say, Deadpool Donors Stag? Okay. I got back to my awesome LCS Big Bang Collectibles after missing last week's New Comic Book Day. It was great to get a minute to catch up with my man Dave and pick up new books. The comic book of the day is Thor number 18. I got the same one as you, my friend, same cover. I'm a little behind on my Thor reading, as am I. Is this a new arc? Did Sir Kate's jump the shark, or is it still a heavy hitter? Let me know what you think. I'd love to get your opinion on that also, folks. If you're watching this on the Rewind or listening on Spotify, Anchor, and Google Podcast, go ahead and drop us a comment. Tell me, is Thor still good? Is Kate still on fire? Now, the coffee of the day is from Zero Coffee. I picked up a new bag at the Daily Dose in Centerville. Today, I'm having the Morning J blend. This is an Ethiopian and Sumatra blend that is really satisfying. All right, everybody, you guys ready for our closing prayer for the Instagram tag of the day? Father God, thank you. In a crazy world, you are steady, ever present, and never changing. Help me to remain focused on you, regardless of my circumstances. Thank you for your peace that surpasses understanding. In Jesus' name, amen. Thank you very much, Chili's Pull List, for participating in the Instagram tag of the day. All right, folks, let's get to the next subject, which is, where am I at? I'll index over. Yes. All right. Let's get to today's live stream playlist. I did load it up this morning. It wasn't as big as I thought it was going to be, but we're going to go via the link tree. By the way, it's right there. There's a link you can get to the podcast right here. I'm not sure which one this one is, if this was the Anchor or the Spotify, but you can end up getting to them all right here, or you can just look it up. Nerd News Today with Disco Bay, available on Spotify, Anchor, and Google Podcast. But we're going to go over to the YouTubes and see who is going to be live today in the comic book and Funko Pop communities. And it looks like my man No Good is wasting no time. No Good was busy man yesterday, and he is busy again today. Go check out No Good Comics for his top 10 picks for New Comic Book Day, October 27th. This is talking about next week. Get the early scoop on that from a man, No Good Comics. Next up on the list, we've got me. Oh, look at that. Today, 12 noon. Come on back. Will I make 12 noon? Yeah, I should make 12 noon. You know me. I'll probably be late. But come on back today, Tuesdays and Thursdays. You know how we do it. Comic book auction and claim sale. It's only 1 hour long. So go ahead and check that out on the rewind from Tuesday. There's a few books left over. We didn't sell everything. And know that every Monday is the sorting show for this. And if you want to get down on that, become a member like Old Wolf did right up here. There's only one level of membership for the channel on YouTube, and it's only $1. $1 get you some custom emojis, get you the sneak peek to the weekly auctions on Tuesdays and Thursdays, and for even an extra benefit, $1 more, or any of the levels on Patreon. You can claim those books during that show, during the store, and they'll never hit the market. You will have done scooped up before anybody sees them. All right, next up on this show, we've got the Geeky Guy Comics with the Killer Comics episode number 41 at 1 p.m. Pacific. And then we've got my man, the Gray Man, who has got one hell of a collection of comic books. He is in, to his Avengers, he's in Box L. Good Lord. My Comics Box L Avengers, third video for Avengers. He ain't playing. Today at 4 p.m. Pacific, 7 p.m. Eastern, over at MCE, he's doing the Lego Lounge. Voltron and Star Wars A-Wing Part 9. Pretty fun. They hang out. They build Legos. Good time. At 5:05 p.m. Pacific, Billy over at Economics and Comics is giving you his pre-ordered comics for this week's FOC Final Order Cutoff. And what's this? That's Friday. That's Saturday. I had to push my comic book thing yesterday because I had to pick up my kids. I know people reached out to me. They're like, "What's up, man? I waited all week for that." I had to pick up my kids yesterday. I drop off every morning. That's my role because the neighbors, I take the neighbors' kids, and they were supposed to pick up yesterday and they canceled. Yes, if you're listening, Bree, you canceled. So I had to pick up my kids. So I had to cancel the show. But I just rescheduled for next week. And then what's up with this, man? I know Matt said he was doing the thing today, and now it's not in the lineup, which means he didn't set up the stream yet. All right, if anybody's wondering how does this work, this is a live stream playlist that I update, a couple times a day, where when one ends, I'll remove it, and when someone else decides to go live or schedule a live for later in the day, I'll add it on here. And how can you use it? Hey, my favorite line when I do this part is, today, my friend, could be the day that you find your new favorite channel on YouTube. And it could be right through here. Because maybe there's someone you've never met or seen before, and they're in this live stream playlist, and you say, you know what, I'm going to give them a try. Because they're either comic books or Funko Pops, and that's something I'm interested in. So that's today's live stream playlist, folks. Let's get to the next segment of the show. I am running long again. Always running long. What is wrong with me? which would be lineup scene intro again, I think, right? There you go. Hey, there's the call to action. If you haven't already, hit that thumbs up, hit the bell, subscribe to the channel. Let's go ahead and hit the chat to close out the show. Who do we still have hanging out? We got 16 people in the live chat on YouTube's. I appreciate each and every one of you for hanging out today. Tell us where you're from in the chat. So if you're to all the listeners in the podcast world, you got to come join one of these live chats, participate in the show. It's a good time. All right, so let's hit the chat. We got Planet Arizona Comic stops in, says, what's up, No Good Comics? Nice. First up, Phil Ailing from Pennsylvania. My man Jason over at Southern Comic Geeks. Got a great YouTube channel, by the way. You need to go check him out. He's from Mississippi. Bub's World. Did you get the package I sent you? It's a running joke we have. He's from Kentucky. New Jersey is represented finally by No Good Comics. And of course, Jack B is from Michigan, the home of the Lions. Oh, man, did I have to say that? New Jersey from Quick Draw, Sam's Tangled Web. So great to have you back, JB. Man, Sam, I needed you on the show. We get you on the show next week for sure. Perry Comics hanging out from Florida. You know, doing that work. He's a working man. Detroit. Yeah, that's what I said. Home of the Detroit Lions. Never mind. New Jersey is repping strong tonight with Yesy Lou also in the chat. Bay Point, California for Flash Ray videos. So let's do it. Thank you. Dave Collects. Yeah. Says, love these daily shows, JB. Rocking again from Reno, Tahoe area. I love the Tahoe area. Oh, there's two. Well, actually, there's more than two, but there's a couple of places in California that are like, you don't need to go to Fisherman's Wharf in San Francisco, okay? Go to Lake Tahoe. That's California. And you'll be like, wow, this is why people are out here. All right. I'm forget about it. Perry Comics says, I'm from New Jersey. Forget about it. Yeah, there's a lot of New Jersey in here today. Planet Arizona Comics. I knew there was a reason I liked you. He's a New Jersey transplant. Poppin' Sons, he's in New York, but Jersey born. Man, we got the East Coast representing. I'm probably too early for the West Coast, aren't I? That's why, you know what I have been trying to do? I'm trying to get the podcast uploaded immediately, like within the first hour of the show dropping, so that people can listen to it on the West Coast, you know, on the ride to work. Atlanta, baby, for aggressively relaxing. Thank you very much, Atlanta. Dave Clark says, yeah, gorgeous here. Let me know when you end up this way. Yeah, I'd love to have a drink. I'll have a cocktail with you. Good times. Says, Mary, I want to go to a con. Let's talk about that for the last 5 minutes. I want to go to a con again. I'm getting that. It's not con fever, but yeah, I guess it would be con fever. I just want to get back out into the mix. I think I'm ready to get out into the mix and see the peeps. So a couple of things tonight that I want to hit on before we go ahead and end the stream. If you haven't already, man, and there's a lot of you that haven't, please check out that top 10 comic book video I made. It's set to music. It was my picks for this week. Some of those picks are going to be on next week with the push of the Image Comics. But hey, I'd appreciate it. Next up, every Monday, remember, we're doing the Comic Book Keeper Sale, which is the sorting show for our Tuesdays and Thursdays auctions. If you want to get down on that sorting show or even catch it on the rewind, which is totally cool too, got to be a member. There's only one level of membership, $1 a month on YouTube. Check it out. Get that sneak peek. Now, Tuesdays and Thursdays, which means that's today at 12:05 p.m. Pacific, 3:05 Eastern. I'll probably be late because I'm always late. We've got the comic book auction and claim sale, but this is a little bit different. If you haven't seen it or you didn't tune in, check the rewind on Tuesdays. I've got the OBS in full effect, giving you all kinds of crazy bells and whistles there. And it's 1 hour. We keep it tight show. It's a 1 hour show. And whatever the final round is, whatever the final round of claim sale, whether that's a $10 round or a $20 round, that final round, we go and put a preview up on the Patreon so that they can claim a little early to get that sneaky peeky there. So you may want to think about that too for $1. Man, I feel like a salesman today. What am I doing? All right. Tonight, and it's not in the lineup because he hasn't posted it yet, but every Thursday night, if you want to hear some more of that voice, come on, swing through Lords of the Long Box tonight, as we are going to be doing the cover price Shakers list at 6 p.m. Pacific, 9 p.m. Eastern this Thursday and every Thursday for the craziest list on YouTube. I'm telling you, they get 150 to 200 people in the chat, and you get a lot of 0 for 10s and 1 for 10s or 2 for 10s on the list. These are some of the most obscure books you will ever see on the market. So that's a good time. And then I'll go ahead and close this out. I'm doing it regardless of condition. I got a host book now. So regardless of condition, and I got a host, we got 2 shows set up for tomorrow. We've got the morning show. I've got J Hood Creative as my host. We got 6 new topics, 3-minute countdown with a guest. So it'll be twice as good as it was today. And then tomorrow night, regardless of condition, with as many people as I can fit on the stream. And if you want to be on it, first Disco After Dark back. We'll go for an hour. We'll see. I might have to edit it down. The last Disco After Dark was a mess. All right, folks. That's it for today's show. I appreciate each and every one of you. And, the tagline's in the outro. Thanks. Don't forget to check the description below for our new Linktree link. From there, you can get to our Instagram, YouTube, Patreon, all of our items listed on TeeSpring, 29 so far, and all the items listed on Shortboxed. That's right. I've got over 40 slabs listed on Shortbox. Thanks for sticking around to the end of the video. As always, don't forget, we had a good time. Peace.